you're watching this, I welcome you to the secret club of self-improvement. We're here to delay gratification, and that's what self-improvement is all about. What then is delayed gratification? Delayed gratification is when you delay the reward for your future self to enjoy. Most people indulge in instant gratification activities, which gives you instant pleasure for doing the activity. Just think about it. How many times have you delayed gratification in your life up until this point? Chances are not that many if you're watching this. It's common if you're a young man that your instant gratification activities far outweigh the delayed gratification activities. Chances are if you're a young man, you indulge in activities such as playing video games, going on social media, watching porn, and eating junk food. Every time you do one of these activities, you get an instant dopamine hit, and all of a sudden, it's the law of diminishing returns. The more you need to indulge in these instant gratification activities to get the same level of dopamine as time passes. It's an overstimulation of dopamine receptors which is unhealthy for you. These are easy pleasures designed by the modern world for the big corporations to benefit off of you. Think about it. If you take any instant gratification activity, some corporation benefits off of it. If you take junk food, the fast food corporations benefit off of it. Social media is designed to steal your attention and keep you on their platform for as long as possible. And tech giants benefit off of this. Video games. Again, those companies that make the video games profit off of you, and you happily sacrifice your time, money, and mental health so that you can get a quick dopamine rush. The thing is that the negative consequences of these actions are delayed. The reward is instant and the consequence is delayed, so you don't really care about it. All you're doing is you're screwing up your future self. Just think about it. If you eat the junk food now, your future self will hate your younger version of you for eating that junk food and putting on that extra kg. When delayed gratification comes into the picture, it's the exact opposite. The positive consequence is instant, however, the reward is delayed. Your future self will be proud of the work that your younger self put in. How cool is that? And literally no one benefits from most of the delayed gratification activities other than you. Think about it. Who benefits from meditation? Just you. And who benefits from journaling? Just you. Who benefits from keeping your fitness at a high level? Just you. Now straight away some dumbass is gonna say, oh, but my gym benefits from me going there to work out. Yes, but do gyms charge more than the burger and fries you just bought? Or do gyms charge more than the video games you just bought? There you go. Most gyms in New Zealand don't cost more than $14 a week, which is very reasonable in my opinion. And I think that's the case around the world as well. Imagine if you indulge in delayed gratification activities consistently. Not only your mental health, but your physical health will be at an all-time high as well. And that's what I'm telling you to do. Literally start with one delayed gratification activity at a time and do it consistently for some time before adding one more in. These are delayed gratification activities that I do on a daily basis. Gratitude journaling, meditation, reading, and exercise. I recommend you start with gratitude journaling because it's the easiest to start. Gratitude journaling has proven to increase your happiness in the long term. I'm not going to cite the studies, but I'm sure you can do a quick Google search and find them easily. To be consistent, I recommend you keep a habit tracker posted up on your wall so that you see it every day and you get to tick off what you completed for that day. It's okay to miss a day or two because you know life gets in the way. But as long as you keep it consistent as possible, congrats, you've formed a new habit. I recommend you do gratitude journaling, reading, meditation, and exercise in that order. That's pretty much going from the easiest to hardest to implement, so that no, you'll stick to it. These activities take months to see progress. I'd say around 6 months to see any progress in any of these activities. But of course, reading has its benefits then and there. You instantly get the knowledge after you read. After you do them consistently, you would wonder why not many people are doing what you're doing, and that will surprise you every day. Whilst your friends are getting drunk on a Saturday night, you will be hitting the gym on a Saturday night. While they're on their way to getting a beer belly, you would be on your way to getting your dream body. Keeping a habit tracker along with a structured timetable is the key to consistency, so make sure you implement those two things. You should be creating and looking at your timetable at all times. This is a photo of my timetable that I follow nowadays. Life gets in the way sometimes, but I stick to it at least 80% of the time. And it's being posted up on my wall so I see it every day. Now, exercise is probably going to be the hardest one out of them all for most of you. All delayed gratification activities are straightforward except for exercise. Now, you might be wondering, okay Himanshu, I got a gym membership, but what the hell do I actually do? What do I do in the gym when I go in there? The answer is simple. In self-improvement, we want to be looking as good as we can in clothes and without clothes as well. So you have to look aesthetic in order to do that. And when I say aesthetic, it means that you should build a decent amount of muscle with a low amount of body fat as well. So to build a decent amount of muscle, you need to follow a bodybuilding style of training. Now straight away there's going to be someone saying, oh, but didn't you know that there's other types of styles that build muscle as well? Shut up, bro. Of course there's going to be other styles of training that build muscle as well, but it will not build the same amount of muscle at the same rate as much as a bodybuilding style training will. Most other types of training, such as calisthenics, will get you looking ripped as fuck, but not big enough to fill out your frame. You're not trained to be functional like that. Relax, bro. You're not an athlete. You're only trying to look as attractive as possible. So to be as attractive as possible and to have that V taper in your upper body, you need to prioritize the aesthetic muscle groups, which are the triceps, the shoulders, back, and legs. Boys, we're looking at the silhouette. What muscle groups stand out the most when you look at a man from afar? Those are the muscle groups that's going to give you the most aesthetics. But I'm not telling you to not train other body parts. You need to put more of an emphasis on the aesthetic body parts over the non-aesthetic ones. Let's dive a little bit deeper on how you should train. You must follow a hypertrophy based workout. That's the only way you're going to gain muscle as effectively as possible. When I say hypertrophy, it means following a rep range of 6 to 30 reps and progressively overloading as well. Now, what's progressive overload? It's when you progressively challenge your muscles to grow in different ways. You can do this either by increasing the weight that you lift, increasing the time under tension that you keep yourself under, increasing the reps that you do, increasing the sets that you do, decreasing the rest time that you take in between your sets. You must be following a 6 to 12 rep range for your bigger muscle groups such as your back and your chest, and you must be following a rep range of 12 to 30 for your smaller muscle groups such as your triceps and your biceps. This is because unlike for bigger muscle groups, you can't overload it too much with weight for smaller muscle groups, so you must overload it with sets and with reps. In terms of exercises to do, I recommend sticking to the compound exercises for your first 3 months of training, which is your bench press, deadlifts, and squats. Then move on to a combination of isolated and compound movements after a 3 month period. Okay, boys, here we go. This is the most important part of getting an aesthetic body, which is nutrition. You must be eating at a caloric surplus if you want to be gaining muscle. You can only eat at a caloric deficit and gain muscle if you're overweight. How can this happen? Well, I won't go into too much detail about this, but it's something we call a body recomposition, which occurs in the body when you lose fat and gain muscle at the same time. And remember, this surplus is on top of your maintenance calories. You can find out your maintenance calories by going on any TDE calculator online and filling out your details as accurately as possible. If you're overweight, deduct the calorie deficit from your maintenance calories. How much of a calorie deficit or a surplus should you have? I recommend going for around 300, which is what worked best for me. Remember to always eat a high amount of protein with every meal. Protein is essential for gaining muscle. For a day, I recommend eating 1.2 grams of protein per pound of body weight. Also remember, the quality of foods always matter. Even though it's calories in versus calories out, I always recommend eating high quality, unprocessed foods. And lastly, you should get enough sleep. You should be getting at least 8 hours of sleep a night to be able to grow and recover from your workouts. And that's it. Follow these delayed gratification activities for a long time consistently, and you will never go back to your old habits. You will literally be unstoppable. It'll be like you have a superpower over everyone else on the street if you master these activities.